I made a rap theme song for Boba guys, and before our big fireside chat, my good friend HX the Poet and I sat down with co-founder of Boba guys, Andrew Chau. We gave a sneak peek into my music journey, our origin story, and how Boba guys has become a symbol for bridging cultures together. The full fireside chat with Andrew, HX the Poet, and myself is happening this Friday, September 19th at Boba guys Fillmore in San Francisco. Tickets are in the link in the description below. You can grab them. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this pre-fireside chat that we put together for you. It's got a lot of great stories and some fun anecdotes and inspiration. Enjoy. So I remember the first time when my coworker John Lee from Visa was like, "Hey, you need to meet this dude," and I came to Modernist, which I heard reference co-founder, and we just talked music, we talked shop, you know. And I think the biggest thing that I connected with you on is the fact that we were dreamers, you know? And you were on that other side. You were like, "Hey, like I was grinding," and I just remember being super inspired by you. I'm just curious, what do you remember from that first interaction?
Well, you know, it's been a while since we took the stroll down memory lane. Yeah. I definitely remember a couple things. I remember I was like, "Oh, this guy is like, he's a rapper," and then I was like, "Hey, he went to MIT? What?" I was like, and so at first, I'll tell you this, I definitely thought the whole, whether it was Harold and Kumar and Mean Girls thing, where there's the Indian kid that raps.
I get that a lot, actually. Unfortunately,
I never told you this.
To this day, I still get that.
So I really thought that. I was like, "Oh, one of those."
Hair's behind the camera.
Yeah. And so that's what I was thinking about, and then I was like, I love his energy. And then over the years, we started hanging out. And so he was on everything from like your birthday party, we did a skate room, we came to my birthday party. Yeah. I watched you grow as an artist. I watched you perform. And then you've obviously been a supporter of us. So I think doing this finally, actually it was more of like a matter of time. This is probably the first time we've actually done officially together.
Yeah, totally.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember just like over the years, it's cool because I feel like the whole pandemic happened and then we like reconnected.
Yeah.
And then we kept running into each other, kept hanging out more and more. And yeah, I think the thing that I like resonated with you just after was like, you know, you find a way to like bring people together and bridge cultures, and it's not just about Boba. Boba's like the start of something way bigger. And I resonated with how you guys are just like building from grassroots. You know, it's like I'm not too big to say hi to somebody. I'm not too big to go around and like meet everyone at the Boba shops or beyond. And just seeing how you like put everyone else on, you know, not that it's like all about you, but it's just like the fact that you've been able to find people and like nurture that and then use those people to like inspire more people. It's like a whole cascade aspiration that I'm like, I'm really resonating with that.
Thanks for saying that. I mean, I'm going to do something that's kind of very Asian, both South Asian and Asian cultures. I'm going to deflect the compliment. I think a lot of us come from a culture of, you know, I think in kind of collectivist cultures, we come from like a community. We come from a very like paid forward kind of mindset. Yeah. And so for me, I come from like a lineage of, I would say the same thing you just said, I would say about people in my life, where the first cosign we got, you know, one of the early ones was Eddie Wong, or one of the mentors I had was you know, this guy Dan, who I really look up to, and he had nothing to do with food. He does movies, and then he does beauty. So people in my life have always kind of like I stay in their orbit, maybe like give some good vibes. I think, you know, I just was like a sponge. So I feel like in that way it was kind of just kind of coaching tree lineage. But that being said, I really love your music because another thing that I never told the public is that
Boba's hearing it first.
We didn't rehearse these interviews. But obviously a rapper and improv, like a freestyle artist, does not want to rehearse anything. Correct. Same with me. So I'm an entrepreneur. I do entrepreneurial structure. Yeah. So the one thing that I never told you was, what the public doesn't know this, is that I'm known for using, I used to make commercials and do a lot of marketing campaigns, and I put music with the campaigns because I was really creating what you call mood boards or sizzle posts. So it's kind of like a lot of my old life. And there's one person, not to sound like I have a bigger following or anything, of all the people who follow me, you were the guy that took some of, I think, the best songs that I personally love, and you made a Spotify playlist.
I did.
And so after, I don't know how long it took, it looked like 3 years worth of
It was
songs.
awesome. Yeah.
It was hundreds of songs on this playlist, of which Howard behind the camera doesn't even know.
No.
Was like my life being played back to me. I got emotional when I saw it.
Ooh.
Because some of those songs were only relevant to the moment that I was playing it on my Instagram Reels or my TikTok or Instagram Stories. You captured it. You didn't even know half of these songs. As you would ask me, it was like a Mandarin or something.
I have another one that I was going to ask you about that. Took a photo.
Probably Googling, like Google Translate, what song is this? And it ended up back on this Spotify playlist that he gave me just last year. So it was years worth of just saying, I love this song. It had some meaning. And not every song that I've ever played or used is on there. You found the cool ones. And so I actually have to thank you. Like, it's almost like the soundtrack of my life.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was like, man, nobody in my life done that. Oh, that's cool. So you were I was like, damn, I never told you that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I forgot about
But years worth of like songs. I was like, that was when I went through this. That was like my motivation song.
Yeah.
But in that very short time frame.
Yeah.
So you as an artist, I guess, could see through that. But it was really awesome. That's why it's so exciting about hearing your album. And I'm excited for you. I was at your album release party.
Yep.
And I got his album. Am I allowed to choose in sections?
Yeah. So there's different albums. That one was go ahead on that one. I'll talk.
I want you to talk about your album.
Okay. Well, so you were there for Howard was there as well. Howard will bring it in a second because he has some good stuff he wants to share that I wanted to share. There's a few albums that I've been working on the last few years. The one that you were at was called Outlier. Mm-hmm. Outlier is a very special album to me just because it's a collaboration with this artist named Haji Springer, huge artist, Bay Area, Indian hip hop. A lot of people in the world know him. Anyway, he DM'd him on Instagram, took me under his wing, started working together, and it really like captures like my unique sound. It captures the one. It also just captures the idea of just like, you don't have to be defined by these parameters in your life, right? You can just be whatever you want to choose, whatever you want to be.
Yep.
Right, and so that's kind of the building block of the more music that I have to come in. And this song that will be premiering here soon, Build Dreams, is part of this upcoming album that I have called Caffeine Substitute.
Yeah, makes sense.
I won't go too much.
Relevant, yeah.
Very relevant. And the idea is basically, instead of a shot of espresso or whatever caffeine you have a choice, you just listen to this album and it's basically like a motivational, collection of motivational songs.
Without giving it, too much of it away, I was listening to it. Actually, what happened, another anecdote was, when you played it, we were coming, was your birthday party?
No, it was with, you want to get in here now? So it was with Howard, and it was with Soraya.
Oh, we're all together.
Right.
And then I dropped you home.
Yes.
And then you're like, you want to listen to my album? And so we spent it out about an hour and a half.
Yes.
Actually, not just one album, but like the collection of albums.
Yeah.
And when we hit this idea of Caffeine Substitute, what I really liked was not because there was a song essentially about Boba guys, but it was this kind of like a vibe and this kind of like energy that, as you said, kind of like uplifts, kind of like hits your dopamine. It's like it creates dopamine. It hits you in a way that kind of motivates you. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times, especially when people think about hip hop and this kind of genre, people think of it as like, well, it has to be done a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it has to, there's an edginess that has to come through with it or everything. And to me, I see it as like some of my favorite like artists in the hip hop genre, like Nas, people love Nas.
Yep.
It is people that kind of like, his Nas' song I Can is like one of those. And I feel like you have a lot of I Can
great song
in your album.
I like rapped about I Can as in one of my elementary school slang poetry things. I like rewrote the lyrics for that song basically.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a very appropriate sort of metaphor.
I had no idea.
Yeah, see, exactly. Howard, I want to bring you in here. Like, I remember we showed Andrew the song, so I was there, we were like, he jammed out to it. And, I feel like he was like, wow, I didn't know you guys, decided to do that. Like, what do you remember, your fondest memory of how that all began and, how it all evolved? Because the song's, definitely evolved.
Yeah.
It's, very different than when we started it. We started in
There's many versions of it.
2021 we started. We'll get more into that, right? Just high level, though, what do you remember? And you were on the journey with me since the beginning, so
I just I think us being in your apartment and then going back and forth on the hook and we were just it took us a bit because we were just debating how to frame things right.
Yeah.
And then just you went down to I don't know, grab some boba actually.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
Yeah, and then you walk back up, and then it was oh, I feel like the hook is done. There was the last line we were trying to figure out.
Yep.
And it's just oh, we just had one last rhyme
One last rhyme, we had the boba, and then it just all clicked in place.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just flattered. Again, I just wanted to be out there to say we did not ever want to commission.
Yeah, we didn't collab.
We're not trying to let's make a song.
Yeah.
I think what I love about not just the song is that I hate to say this, it's just you don't ever fully, as an entrepreneur and as an artist, you don't always feel fully appreciated. And a lot of times you have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. I think I admit that. I wrote about this where a lot of entrepreneurs trying to prove something. And I think what both you, Howard, and Alan, who's also on the song and other stuff, is you guys just had me appreciate it. It's obviously I just had to take. That's awesome. And I'm well, I wrote the song. What am I gonna say? That kind of thing. And so if you asked me, I would have been no. Don't even do it. I would have been
that's why we didn't ask.
No, you didn't ask. You literally had a complete song. You're hey, we made a song about you.
It was the whole Indian culture mentality. You just give and then.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, when someone says they're hungry, right? Yeah. You don't ask them. You just here's more.
That's literally. So I just want that to be very clear. And I think a lot of people could relate.
I'm gonna call that out too.
You didn't even say hey, Andrew, you've been on a song. I know, It was literally.
Said no. Yeah, we know that too.
Well, I think it's just also just entrepreneur. You're really entrepreneurial, and I think this is also just a habit of his, which is you never ask for permission, which is
I've seen that too.
Which is a good thing, right? And I think that's that's what also inspires me as a friend, right? I think that's that's the spirit of everything that we do. We in life, especially as Asian American, minority, etc. You can't ask for permission. You have to go out and get it yourself. So yeah.
Well, and I told Howard this as well, right? So first of all, Chip on My Shoulder was the first album that I ever did. Out in the studio. I didn't even know that. This was 8 years ago. So again,
this is free. Yeah,
we didn't even
get this on camera.
We didn't plan this, by the way. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Second of all, I remember I met you in 2017 at Outliers. We stayed in touch, we reconnected, we were on Instagram, and I think I told Howard, I said, hey, I love what these guys are doing. I love what Andrew and Ben stand for. I have an idea. And I was like, what do you think about this? And if I show you the first version of the song, which I think you've heard, and that last version, it's completely different, but I wanted you to see that because I was here's the thing about it, and you appreciate this, if you listen to the song, which we'll get into, there's specific things that only someone who really has been paying attention.
Oh no, well,
that's why
all three of you. I know your guys' final verses.
Yeah. Their content, but
you guys also hit a deep. If there's one thing that the audience, who you write it for, you didn't write it really just for Ben and I. You wrote this for our team and for anybody who supported us. So hey, what they represent is this big book. And it just got manifested as Boba concept. But you guys use that, and anybody can get it. Actually, I was going to say, you know, like it's not like they're gonna play it, you know, for themselves all the time, but like I think in a certain context of what we do, like it is like our anthem.
100%.
And I think for a lot of people then also want to not do exactly what we did. They can kind of see, okay, that song, that path, you know, if it worked for us, like that company I was at, this was kind of like a summary of all that. This is basically the after 14 years, the climax, like still get bigger, but like this is like one big milestone. Because it only existed because of what we've done.
100%.
Yeah.
And we talked about it before, and Howard and I were talking about this. Again, I won't give too much away about the song, but there's a inflection point in the song, right? There's like a beat switch.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's very indicative to the journey you guys had. Of like, you know, you think that you know what you're getting yourself into, and then sometimes there's just a lot of additional layers of entrepreneurship, of being that face, of sometimes having to take a lot of that. And so I wanted that to also be like a symbolic thing to be like, it's not easy this road, but like if you truly believe in it, right?
I didn't even realize that's why you did it, or you know.
I didn't.
Deeper than I thought.
Well,
I just thought it was like a Drake beat switch. It kind of reminds me
a little bit of that too, but also like, I mean, you hear the tone, right? We talk about the
It's
tone.
like a darker tone.
No, yeah.
You become, right? Like, not to give too much away, but
I listened to it like 10, 15 times.
If you listen to the structure of it too, like who's on the front end,
Well, I know
who's on the
yeah.
back end of it, obviously, right? Versus like,
I'm trying to have my real life reactions.
yeah, this is the
I've listened to it many times, but
and we're setting this up again right now, right?
still unraveling, killing these.
100%, and right, like this is the tip of the iceberg, which is like the event, which we'll get into with all that stuff more, right? But like, I think, yeah, I think for Howard and I, we were just like, we want to come up with like we want to come up with a course that's like super catchy, and we also want to have something that has a lot of meaning around it. So like, again, maybe a few people won't understand all the lyrics, but that's like that's the beauty of it, right?
This whole thing is deeper than I thought I already hit the bottom. It's got another.
Yeah, totally does.
Like,
Totally does.
It's a horrible analogy, but it's like a whole ocean, and there's like an underlayer with a whole separate environment.
Yes.
Certain creatures can live in.
Yes.
But there's like only certain ideas to live in, and I just felt like I thought I hit the bottom, and now I'm like beyond that.
Which is why the beat changes back after that as well too. Just like, nah, let's snap out of it.
Yeah. I'm like so like tempted to listen to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm having an epiphany while we're doing this interview.
We just got the song, by the way, now, so it's September 19th, by the way, is dropping. Not
Cool.
to do a shameless plug, but
Yeah. Well, you'll be hearing a lot on our reels. We'll be using it quite a bit on a lot of. So yeah, super excited. Well, tell us about the event out there too.
let's do it. So it'll be here at Boba Guys Fillmore, as you can see, 1522 Fillmore Street, San Francisco. 9 to 11 p.m. on Friday, September 19th. Really excited. Andrew, Howard, and I are going to be doing a fireside chat, which will be the second part of the event. We're going to open up with a live performance of the song. A couple of songs we'll do before that as a sort of taster to kind of get into the night. And we'll, wrap up with the premiere of the song. We'll do a fireside chat. We'll have Boba.
Yeah, we're gonna make some really unique drinks, some that we've never done before, some of the stuff we've been teasing on the internet. So, you're gonna see a lot of new things come out.
100%. This was like 2/3 full when we started, I think, so.
I know, because hopefully you don't edit out of order, because you're gonna have a continuity here.
But all that to say, again, like this is my favorite part of the whole interview right now, which is to say, like, again, I definitely didn't come in 2017 to meet you and be like, we're gonna do a collaboration 8 years later, right? That's the cool part of all this is like it's coming to fruition 8 years later, and it's like it's so long, just how long game, and just the beauty of like the journey and the relationships that I've like fostered with you and your team and what all you guys have done as well. Howard's been in the journey with me since like the beginning when I like really stepped in rapping, so like that's the cool part about it too.
Watching for your work, I mean, I know your poetry, your spoken word stuff, your handle, HX poet. So like that's kind of always how I knew you before I even saw you in person.
Right.
And both of you guys as artists, you're not gonna say this because you guys are also like confident. I love watching you guys mature. When we were listening in my car, like you could literally see like my face changed because of some of we were talking about techniques a lot, super nerdy. But you got an MIT and like a nerd, like we're all like. So I was like, oh, like you got a triple rhyme, you got like a stacked rhyme here, like that. I was like, that kind of complexity, the technique was like evolving over the 7-8 years that I've known you. So I think all of that. I don't know about older, but like I just think that's what's so cool about it.
100%. And Howard, I like we haven't gotten this story on camera before, so I gotta ask you, what was the first interaction you and I had?
Oh yeah, we haven't ever got this on camera.
No, we haven't.
No,
you haven't heard this either.
No, I'm like again. I'm just listening.
It's a great story. It was basically we both started working just like straight out of college. We worked at these
and that I knew.
Yeah. And then, we were all in this like class together, these all college grads. And then, we're all introducing ourselves. And then of course, Anish goes on stage and doesn't introduce himself as just, MIT, whatever, basic stuff. Oh, I'm interested in this. He says, oh, I'm a rapper and I'm going to rap my introduction. Like it's always,
it makes sense.
Yeah, right. It was always
interaction.
So you just literally just rapped in front of like strangers.
Well, then,
colleagues actually, professional. They were wearing their doctor's pants.
Correct.
Banana Republic. You're like,
and they're Patagonias.
Yeah. And then he stood up, and then I basically said, "Oh, if you're gonna rap, I can beatbox." And so I
didn't know this.
Yeah.
So that was the background. So I like
you went up on
beatboxed.
stage.
Yeah.
And then while he is rapping, are you freestyling or do you have something on top?
I don't remember. I think I wrote a little something, maybe a little.
And you beatboxed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the moment we knew, okay, like this isn't just a rotation program with 2 new grads. Like he, like after that day, like he was like the first person. Varun is another guy who you guys will meet as well on the show. But him and Varun and me, there was like 3 of us, and that's when I started making my first album. Was around the time that I saw you when I met you in 2017. He was like the one guy in the studio with me. And, some of his slam poetry, which you guys will hear as well at the show, will be premiered. That slam poetry he hasn't performed in 8 years. Performing it at the show now. We made that in 2017 when I made my album. So it's like full circle right now. And it's like, and I feel like the poetry we made in 2017 was like very connected to like the Boba song we did. We just didn't know at that time that that's.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, it's not something you put online though.
No.
Oh yeah. This is a deep cut. So
these are
all of these things are going to.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's how that all happened, and like that's why. I don't know.
I'll be like really in the audience. Like 90% of stuff I have no idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know. What else did I miss about anything else
I mean, everything. I just like it. There's so much to this journey. Like it means you work all the nights and all, not only at work, but once you got off of work and going into the studio and continuously grinding on your craft and seeing you improve over this past, basically decade. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's been an incredible journey to see you improve as an artist. I'd like to think I may have improved a little bit over time, and then you've seen me grow as well as a person. So this is, I feel like, a great, almost triumphant, showing for both of us of like how far we've grown over the past 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like, what I would kind of, for me, I don't know if I'm trying to finish it, but the capstone to me of all of this is that it's like I see the next generation thing between whether it's, poetry, all kind of written content, obviously hip hop and freestyle, at your album, because I heard the album, but then I also watched you perform it live.
Yes.
And I saw the audience react. I saw the way you hyped up. I saw the way you had features.
Yeah.
I saw the community that you brought together from all different walks of life. Actually, that night, it was so random. I came from a wedding, I think.
Yeah, you did.
I came from a wedding, and I had actually, not to overly name drop him, but he's a good friend, but he's also a legend. MC Jin was at town.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, so I never told you this. I said, hey, he was in town randomly for a different performance.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but my friend has his album released. He's a hip hop guy,
Yeah.
and he's like also a minority. He's like a South Asian kid. We might do something together. He also has like a Boba song. At the time, that's all I knew, really.
Yeah.
I hadn't yet heard it before, ever. That was the first time.
That's right.
And so we there, and then you guys met, and that whole thing, to me, that moment was like, I see it as like, hope Jin doesn't mind me saying this, is like the old gen and the new gen.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I'm also seeing. Is that when we are hosting you guys, it's people hearing, I think, certain stories come from a different generation.
Yeah.
And every generation has their own version of telling stories. Maybe the themes might be the same.
Yeah.
But, the technique is probably sometimes different, but it's really the stories and your life experience that you guys both bring in. So that, to me, I never told you. It was like, when people see like, oh, when you saw a certain friend differently, or how did you know you're going to work together?
Yeah.
That was when I was like, oh, this is that symbolic moment where I see one friend from kind of like the foundation kind of setup role, and then I see this friend about to kind of like take off and do that thing. So that was kind of like,
that's cool. I remember you mentioned that, but I didn't like piece that all together. It's
and I have that picture. I'll be like, as you kind of continue growing, like, oh, I remember when you literally had like 2 generations, and there'll be generations after you that you inspire.
100%. Well, and I don't know if you know this as well. Like, so I do YouTube videos, and I like film YouTube videos on like
I've seen some of it.
business techniques. And I don't know if you watched till the end of the YouTube video. I know I mentioned it to
No.
you. The end of the YouTube video has an outro.
Oh, yeah.
And the outro has you, me, and MC Jin in there.
Yeah. No, I think you texted me that one.
Yeah. So that's like a cool little like, I don't know. It's like
I saw that.
part of the And Howard's been in a few of my videos as well. Like just the beginning part of the journey when we started this label called SLB. So, and yeah, like it's pretty cool. Like speaking of wedding, like I got to perform. Got married, so it was a cool little. I guess me performing at your wedding was like a full circle.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I've been doing this for a while, and I think it just reminded me just how grateful. And I say this all the time. Like, you know this, and you appreciate this, and you know this too. Like, you can't take people for granted. You can't take fans for granted. Like, we have this today, we may not have it tomorrow. And so that's why I'm just like grateful for whoever comes out and whoever supports, because that can be just taken away from you or too, so that's.
Yeah. I mean, it's not old, but you can't take anything for granted. There's so many ups and downs in both entrepreneurship and being a creator. All you have is really like kind of the memories and the support that you have.
Yeah.
Like fame, success, that all comes and goes. Like I've seen it, I've experienced it. But you're gonna have those memories of like, oh, remember that time? There was a time when you were performing at these big shows. Now performing at not just big shows. There was a time when Boba Guys was like the hottest concept in the country.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, you're 10 or 15 years old.
Yeah.
There's like a new concept that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You're cool, but this one's like newer.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I think maybe a lot of entrepreneurs and artists kind of get along, because it's the same kind of like ups and downs. But all we got is the memories that we have. That's why I heard so many stories today, and I'm like, I had no idea. That was the context of half of our meetings.
I know, there's like an album's worth of stuff in this interview as well that I had to make.
They don't do like Netflix, whatever, like the Blu-ray commentaries. This would be on our like making of
Totally.
the album or
The documentary or whatever we do on that shit. Because you
not me, but you won't get it out.
well, you said everyone who does a show and you blows up, so like that's like a.
We are very lucky, and I'm not putting any pressure. It's on people we really work with.
I told Howard. I said,
All right. I think
heard.
I'll talk about this in person. I'm give away kind of like some of the key points. I want to hear the stories of like I've seen so many of these. I have anecdotes after anecdote of people starting from nothing. Let's just say, This particular store, by the way, is why we have like 3 big stores that we can do that. This one actually has the best luck. I'm not gonna say who, but there's certain superheroes that came out of the store. Some like big actors or actresses. Like this store, maybe because it is a bigger store, we've done a lot of meet and greets here. Like this store is a really special place because we've seen a lot of creators come out of this space. And here's the next gen.
Hell yeah, man! All right. Can I share a story real quick?
Yeah.
And
We have enough.
Is that still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay, good. Okay.
So I want to share the story because you haven't heard this story. I haven't told you the story, but you were there when the story happened.
Yeah.
So, and I told the story to like a few people, like a handful of people, but I just making sure, make sure that's still going. So I told the story to like a handful of people. I want you to hear it because you just said luck. And like, this is like a perfect story, basically like sum everything that we talked about. So I'm at your wedding.
Yeah.
And they're playing games, right? They're playing like guess the character, or like guess the song, finish the lyrics, blah 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 blah. So they do like a couple games, and then they get to the music portion of the games. And like if you win the music portion of the games, you basically win like a prize. So like I think like they were doing a few games, and then like one of the songs was like an Eminem verse, right? So I got like 90 to 95% of this. I gave it to me. It was Lose Yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And then another one I think was like it was like Flow Rider or something, like low Apple bottom. And then the third one was Usher.
Okay.
And one was yeah.
Okay.
And the game was you had to guess how many times it said yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right? So we like someone said 8, someone said 9, someone said 10, someone said, and then I was like, I was gonna say 13. Some guy said 13. So I was like, okay, it's not 13. So then I just raised my hand. I did the whole like Price is Right shit, like one.
I was 14.
So I said 14.
Okay.
I won that game. I won all 3 of those games.
Oh, you swept the games.
Swept the games.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you know those lucky cats that they throw?
Yeah. Oh, the cats. Yeah.
Those cats they throw across the Chinese
It
winners.
was for money. Yeah, for fortune.
No, my thought was that. They threw the cat. Before they threw the cat, I'm right in the middle. I'm like, there's no way I'm not getting this, right? So the cat goes like this. I never told you
Far
this.
to the left, yeah.
Goes like this.
Yeah.
I grab it with my fingertips. I haul it in.
Right.
And I get it.
And
then people are looking at me like, no way, who just won 3 games and got the cat.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, what happens after that, Howard?
Well,
What does the DJ say after that?
it's like, oh, you can't win any more prizes. Well,
So I win the 3 games.
Yeah.
I win the cat, and then the DJ goes, "All right, guys. So we didn't plan this, but Anisha's actually gonna perform with
oh,
something."
yeah.
After winning, hogging all the.
So we didn't plan any of that. I don't know if you ever picked up on it.
Oh, it was right after.
It was
exactly.
right
Yeah.
after. I was like, bro, like this is crazy.
Oh, he became Eric's main character.
Yeah, yeah.
That no, first of all, I think I believe in like good things happen to people. I'm not even surprised. You know, like
We never debriefed this.
Yeah,
This is the first time we're debriefing on live camera.
But you know, like I none of that was a surprise. I'm like, yeah, I could. Well, gaming, like so smart. Like, okay, he is strategic. You know, so I can see that. So that's hilarious.
It was. I say all this to say like, cool. I won all this stuff, but it was like I feel like since that moment in June, I think the song I performed with was like there's a lyric about early June or whatever. So I feel like it all kind of tied together, and I feel like since June, I'll go into this in another video. I'm not gonna go into it now here, but I got a business coach recently, like February. And we haven't told me here yet.
This is just therapy.
Yeah,
This is how guys bond.
Business coach is like I've been so locked in with that, and ever since like I told my business coaches, I feel like ever since that happened at that wedding, it's like been like
Great.
yeah. All that to say though, like I want to take it back to this conversation we had, which is like I really do feel like it's like to be lucky is to be grateful, and I feel like to be lucky is also to just again opportunity preparation.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I feel like it's not just about like, oh, like you just blew up. It's just like, nah, I just feel like I love the process so much that whatever happens, happens. And the universe like feels when you're like not pushing and forcing, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So
I feel like that's kind of what's happened. This is super organic, and
yeah,
I'm excited. We still got 2 weeks, so hopefully we're already halfway sold out.
yeah, we're like more than halfway sold out. We're like probably gonna hit sold out soon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're gonna make it fun for everyone. You're gonna hear. Well, I'm just already getting so much. You're capturing on camera.
I'm still processing
how
it.
much I'm processing.
I'm processing too.
I was like, I didn't know that. How come you didn't tell me? But it's also evidence that like guys communicate, but we don't communicate.
Yeah.
We spent hours walking like the Irving Street Fair,
Yeah.
talking about everything. But obviously, I didn't even know how you guys met, and we've already hung out.
We haven't talked, right?
It's hilarious.
100%. It's like, yeah, what did you do today? Oh, like, did you see the tennis match? Yeah, like that's crazy, bro. And then you'll like do your whole, long.
We'll talk about Kanye Drake.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Drake Kendrick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we have to talk about our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess today,
We just study Andrew's like Instagram posts and then like figure out where. That's how I learn. I just read everything. Yeah. And
Thought leader and
Thought leader, man.
Instagram post. Yeah.
Well, and then again, to kind of tie this all together, I think that's why it's not just about vocal, right? And that was the biggest thing that resonated with me is like it's bigger, and I see like the motivational piece of like go around and be a motivational speaker. I feel like you're like that. I feel like you're like that.
all three of us.
All of us are like that, right? So like that's why I'm like, man, I can't wait to get in the room with you guys, just chop it up for you, just get to interact with it.
It'll be like, hopefully, well, most people probably listen to follow me, and we're more on the intellectual side. So it'll be a more entertaining hip-hop. that has feelings involved, but inspirational.
100%. Yeah, and it's funny.
Awesome. Well, I think we've covered at least 8 or 9 different stories.
Yep.
It's not the full thing, but it's
I was literally gonna say, are we just gonna play this for them at?
Yeah, we'll just put it on the big screen. This will be the Fireside chat.
This is exactly. So we actually don't have a chat today. We have a video special. There's some seats.
Actually, we don't have to do pre-production. We have to. This literally was like our Fireside.
Yeah.
So I already know which beats. So we don't have to do it.
Well, I was gonna ask you like, what are the questions? I don't think we may not even need questions.
I've come up with questions now.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, man. That's it. That's all we have for you.
There we go.
Very fresh.
See you on the 19th.
See you on the 19th. Shout out to the Outliers. I use that in every video.
Oh, is that your thing?
That's my out. That's
That's your outro?
Yeah.
Okay, it makes sense.
Oh wait, actually, you didn't stop it, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, wait. Let me just say. How do I usually end my videos? If you enjoyed this video, you can check out more of our videos on how to be motivational and how to grow your music business. Just clicking here.
Smash that subscribe button.
That's subscribe button.
I don't know where you put it.
Yeah, we put it somewhere here.
Smash that
Here.
like, hit that subscribe button.
Exactly. Anyways,
Leave a comment.
Andrew, thanks so much. Howard, thanks so much. We'll see you guys on the 19th. And shout out to the Outliers. Thanks.
There we go.
That was our pre-fireside chat with Andrew Chau, co-founder of Boba Guys. Shout out to Andrew, shout out to HX the Poet. Both of them are longtime friends of mine. We had a blast filming this. If you enjoyed watching the video as much as we enjoyed filming it, then we do hope to see you Friday for the full fireside chat. September 19th, Boba Guys Fillmore in San Francisco. Ticket links are in the description so you can grab them while they're hot. If you cannot for some reason attend the event this Friday in San Francisco, it's all good. I will post the full video of the event here. Thanks for tuning in, and shout out to the Outliers.
This man is going everywhere.
Ambition got me